Student of BS Economics, second semester. Today we will discuss chapter number 13, the market research process. ये वही चैप्टर है जो कि चैप्टर नंबर 12 है, हम इसको कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं. इसका बी पार्ट है कंज्यूमर मार्केटिंग. Contact method. Contact method are used to obtain the information. Contact method can be list, mail question, telephone interview, personal interview. Use mail questioning. Used to collect large amount of information at a lot of cost. Telephone interview, good method for collecting information quickly. Personal interview, which can be either individually or group interviewing. Sampling plan are used to outline how sample will constructed be used. A sample is a segment of the population selected for marketing research to represent the population as a whole. Market researcher usually draw conclusion about large group of customers by studying a small sample of a total consumer population. Third, designing a sample call for three decision: who is to be survived, how many people should be survived, how should the sample of chosen. Kind of sample include probability of sample. Each population member has a known chance of being included in the sample, and researcher can calculate confidence limit of sampling error. B. Known probability sample. Sampling error cannot be measured. Research instrument. In collecting primary data, market researchers have a choice of two main research instruments: the question and mechanical device. Questions are very flexible. There are many ways to ask question. इसके आगे डायग्राम आ गई है. रिसर्च ऑब्जेक्टिव, लिटरेचर रिव्यू, डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सर्वे इंस्ट्रूमेंट, क्वेश्चनरी डिज़ाइन, इंटरव्यू आउटलाइन, comprehensive revising, application, adopting in data collection stage. Third, implementing the research plan. The research next put the market research plan to action. Data collection can be carried by a company market research staff by outside firm. However, outside firm that specialize in data collection often can do the job more quickly at a lower cost. For interpreting and reporting the finding, the final step in marketing research process is interpreting and reporting the finding. Researcher should present important findings that are useful in major decision forced by management. Interpretation should not be left only to research. Similarly, manager may be based. They might tend accept research results, show what they expected, and reject those they did not expected or hope. Thus, manager and researcher must work together closely when interpreted research result, and then both must share responsibility for the research process and resulting decision. A. Consumer market. Defining consumer market: an individual, any household who buy a cure, good and service by personal consumption are termed as consumer. Consumer behavior is influenced by buyer characteristic and buyer decision process. Consumer market buying behavior refer to buying behavior of a final consumer, individually and household who buy good and service for personal consumption. The worldwide consumer market consists of more than 6 billion people at present growth rate. The world population will research almost 8 billion people by 2050. 2025 consumer around the world vary tremendously in age, income, education level, and taste. Who are study consumer behavior? Basic object of the study consumer behavior is that the firm need to know who buy their product, how they buy, when and where they buy, why did they buy. How the response market stimuli because they study consumer behavior. What consumer behavior is about. Consumer determine the sale and profit of a firm by their purchase decision. Thus, the economic validity of the firm. In their 1990 US consumer were spending enough dollar bill to scratch from the earth to the sun and back, will enough left over for over 600 line to the moon. Along these questions, company should also know in some other factors like what disposable income and what dictionary income, that stage, family life cycle stage, because these all factors influence the consumer behavior, which are very important to marketers. Consumer behavior is the process through which the unlimited buyer make purchase decision. This can be defined as a process involved when individual or group select, purchase, use, dispose or product, service, ideas, experience and satisfy need and desire. Solomon 1, 1996. The action directly involving obtaining consumer and disposing of product and service, including a decision process that precede and following those action. Angel at 1, 1995. Consumer behavior examine mental and emotional process in addition to the physical activity as by Wiki 1990. Market application. Consumer behavior play important role in almost all three decisions to be made in marketing, for the reason being all functions performed in market revolve around the consumer and consumer like. Positioning, arranging of a product occupy clear, distinctive and desirable place relative and competitive product in the mid and target consumers. For example, a firm well known quality in certain segment will go for the position in a new segment if there are enough buyers seeking quality, but in many cases two or more firms go after the same position. The positioning task consists of three steps and identify the set possible competitive advantage upon which build position, choosing a right competitive advantage. The selecting an overall positioning strategy, the company must effectively communicate and deliver the chosen position to the market. Segmentation, product development, market development. A strategy for company growth by identify the market development segment for